Have you ever found yourself waiting for the perfect moment to start? The truth is, the time will never be just right. Start where you stand and make the most of the tools you have. So many people hesitate, thinking that everything must be perfect before taking action. But the truth is simple. The perfect time is now. We often wait for circumstances to align perfectly, but in reality, waiting for the right time only leads to procrastination. Start where you are and use what you have. How often do we think, it'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait for the perfect conditions? The truth is, the right moment is now, and it's up to you to seize it. Why wait for things to align when you have everything you need right now? The secret to success is to start with what you have and improve as you go. Perfection is an illusion. Don't wait for the right time, because that time will never come. Begin where you stand, and the tools you need will appear along the way. The notion of waiting for the perfect moment is one of the greatest obstacles to progress. Start where you are, use what you have, and you'll build momentum as you move forward. There will never be a perfect moment to start. The key is to begin with what you have, and as you take action, the right tools will show up. You might feel like you need the perfect plan, but the truth is, waiting for the perfect time often keeps us stuck. Start where you are and refine your approach along the way. Do you find yourself constantly waiting for the right time to make a move? The time to act is now. Start where you stand, and the necessary tools will follow. Waiting for everything to align perfectly is a trap. Instead, start right now with the resources you have and watch as better opportunities unfold along the way. How often have you told yourself that the right time will come, only to find that it never does? The time to act is now. Start where you are, and better things will come as you go. Don't fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Start with what you have and make the most of it. The biggest mistake is thinking that you need the perfect conditions to start. Start where you stand and work with what you've got. Better things will come as you progress. Many people believe they need the perfect environment to begin, but success comes from starting where you are, using what you have, and learning as you go. Imagine living a life where you're not waiting for the perfect moment, but creating it with your own hands. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. This powerful quote reminds us that in our fast-paced world, we often delay our passions because we think conditions aren't ideal. Think about it. How many ideas have you shelved, waiting for the right software, the perfect funding, or that elusive burst of inspiration? That hesitation leads to stagnation, regret, and a life of what-ifs that can weigh heavily on your soul. Picture someone with a brilliant business idea, postponing it because they lack advanced tools, only to watch opportunities slip away. Or consider the individual dreaming of a healthier life, delaying their fitness routine until they have a fancy gym setup, missing out on daily progress. These stories are all too common, and they stem from the illusion that we need everything perfect before we begin. But here's the truth. Action is the key to unlocking your potential, not endless preparation or emotional readiness. What if the just right time never arrives? Will you let life pass you by, or will you seize the moment? Now, let's explore why so many of us get stuck in this cycle of inaction, and how it ties directly to Hill's timeless wisdom. One major barrier is waiting for motivation to strike, as if it were some magical force that will suddenly make everything easy. We tell ourselves we'll start that book, launch that project, or pursue that career change when we feel ready. But that day rarely comes. Take the entrepreneur who stalls because they don't have a full team yet, losing valuable momentum in the process. This mindset traps us in a loop of delay, eroding our confidence and leaving us wondering what could have been. Indecisiveness plays a huge role too, paralyzing us even when we know what needs to be done. Hill's advice to start where you stand challenges us to make a decision and move forward, no matter how unclear the path seems. Imagine someone with a great idea for a business, hesitating over the next steps, only to find that inaction reinforces their fear of imperfection. It's easy to get caught in this web, but recognizing it is the first step toward breaking free. Then there's fear and uncertainty, which amplify when we wait for ideal conditions that may never exist. We fear failure, worry about incomplete results, and hesitate because the unknown feels overwhelming. A student might delay studying for an exam, fearing poor grades, but as Hill implies, starting with basic notes can reveal clearer strategies along the way. Waiting for certainty is a recipe for defeat. Action is the antidote that turns doubt into determination. So, how do we shift from this paralysis to empowerment? The solution lies in immediate action, no matter how small or imperfect it may seem. When you take that first step, you generate momentum that uncovers new opportunities, just as Hill promised. Think of the budding artist who begins with simple sketches, using whatever materials they have, and discovers advanced techniques through practice. Action creates energy, builds skills, and attracts resources, transforming hesitation into real progress. Building decisiveness is crucial. Make firm decisions without delay, as Hill urges us to. Start where you stand. A practical tip: set a 5-minute timer and just begin a task. It becomes a habit that overrides fear. For instance, if you want to learn a new language, start with a free app on your phone and watch as better resources like classes emerge. Practicing that first step is where the magic happens. Use whatever tools are at your command right now. Try this. Write down one goal and identify a simple action, like outlining a blog post in a notebook if you're aiming to start writing. That initial move unlocks a chain reaction, leading to sustained progress and better tools as you advance. Now, let's tackle overcoming hesitation and fear head on, because they're not invincible barriers. Facing fear directly erodes its power. By starting with what you have, you build confidence over time, aligning with Hill's philosophy. An employee dreaming of a career change might begin by updating their resume, only to find networking opportunities naturally unfolding. Remember, action doesn't eliminate fear, but it shrinks it, making each step feel more achievable. Learning through failure is another vital piece. See setbacks as teachers, not endpoints, as progress reveals better tools. A startup founder whose first product fails can gain invaluable insights, turning that experience into a stepping stone for improvement. Reframe failure as feedback. Journal your lessons from each attempt, and you'll foster resilience and growth that propels you forward. Moving on, cultivating self-discipline is what sustains that initial action and turns it into lasting habits. Discipline, not fleeting motivation, is the true engine of success, helping you work with what you have until better options appear. It overcomes the temptation to wait for just right conditions, like an author who commits to daily writing with just a pen and paper. Building positive habits starts with consistent small actions, such as dedicating 15 minutes a day to your project. These habits act as evolving tools, like a fitness beginner who starts with home workouts and later discovers gym access. Here's a simple guide. Identify one habit, track it for a week, and adjust based on what works, creating a foundation for long-term change. As you develop discipline, you'll find it becomes second nature, fueling your journey toward authenticity and freedom. Next, developing a clear vision and goals is essential to guide your actions and reveal new resources along the way. Crystal clear goals provide direction and sustain your progress, countering the paralysis of indecision as Hill advised. They help you start where you stand and adapt, like someone aiming to run a marathon who begins with simple walks, leading to training apps and communities. Without goals, it's easy to wander aimlessly, but with them, every step feels purposeful and empowered. To get started, define specific, achievable goals and break them into actionable steps using your current tools. Try this template. First, state your goal, like launching a side business. Second, identify available tools, such as your skills and online resources. Third, break it down into tasks, like researching for 1 hour today. And fourth, plan for evolution, such as seeking mentors as you progress. This approach ensures continuous forward movement, turning your vision into reality. Finally, as we wrap this up, let's reaffirm the core idea from Hill's quote: motivation and better resources follow action, not the other way around. We've explored how waiting leads to regret, but starting with what you have sparks growth, builds confidence, and opens doors you never imagined. Remember, the time will never be just right, but by taking that first step now, you'll find the tools you need along the way. You've heard the stories, felt the emotions, and now it's your turn to act. Right now, identify one task you've been delaying, whether it's making a phone call, writing a paragraph, or organizing your space, and commit to it. That simple act is your most powerful tool, the key to unlocking change and authenticity in your life. Don't let another day slip by in hesitation. Your future starts where you stand. Ask yourself, what one small step can you take today to honor your deepest longing for freedom? Embrace it and watch as the path unfolds before you. You're capable, you're ready, and the world is waiting for your unique contribution. So, go ahead, start now, and let the journey begin. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. In today's fast-paced world, many people delay their dreams, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. This hesitation often stems from a fear of imperfection, like postponing a business idea until you have advanced software or funding. Such delays lead to stagnation and regret as opportunities slip away while you wait. Picture someone dreaming of writing a book, but holding off until they feel fully inspired or have the ideal writing setup. The truth is, action is the key to unlocking potential, not endless preparation. By starting where you stand, you use your current resources to build momentum. Think about how a simple notebook and pen can be the first tools for that aspiring author. What if the just right time never comes? Will you let life pass you by? It's time to embrace immediate action and transform hesitation into progress. One major reason people don't take action is waiting for motivation to strike. This belief directly contradicts Hill's advice, as true readiness comes from doing, not feeling. For instance, entrepreneurs often stall because they lack a full team, trapping themselves in a cycle of delay. This mindset erodes confidence and leads to lost progress over time. Indecisiveness is another barrier, preventing you from starting where you stand. Someone with a brilliant business idea might hesitate due to unclear next steps, amplifying their fears. Hill's quote reminds us that decision making is the first tool at your command. Without it, you're stuck in a loop of overthinking and inaction. Fear and uncertainty further compound the problem, making ideal conditions seem essential. Yet, as Hill implies, uncertainty is inevitable, and action reveals better tools along the way. Consider a student who delays studying because they fear poor grades and lack advanced materials. By beginning with basic notes, they often discover clearer strategies and resources. Waiting for certainty is a recipe for defeat. Action is the antidote. Now, let's shift to the solution, embracing immediate action. The power of action lies in its ability to generate momentum, even with imperfect tools. As Hill promised, better tools will be found as you go along. Take the example of a budding artist who starts with basic sketches and uncovers new techniques through practice. This initial step creates energy, builds skills, and attracts new resources. Building decisiveness is crucial. Make firm decisions without delay. A practical tip is to set a 5-minute timer to begin any task, overriding fear. For someone wanting to learn a new language, starting with a free app on your phone can lead to classes or tutors later. Practicing that first step is essential. It's about using whatever tools are available right now. If your goal is to start a blog, begin by outlining a post in a notebook. This simple action unlocks sustained progress and reveals better opportunities. Overcoming hesitation and fear requires facing them head on. Taking action directly erodes these barriers, as waiting only amplifies them. Hill's philosophy shows that starting with what you have builds confidence over time. An employee fearing a career change might begin by updating their resume, leading to natural networking opportunities. Learning through failure is another vital aspect. It's not an endpoint, but a teacher. Setbacks provide lessons that align with Hill's idea of progress, revealing better tools. For a startup founder, an initial product failure can offer insights for improvement. Reframe failure as feedback and journal lessons from each attempt to foster resilience. Cultivating self-discipline is what sustains that initial action. Discipline, not fleeting motivation, is the true engine of progress, as Hill emphasized. Starting with what you have leads to incredible growth and opportunities. Hill's wisdom reminds us that the time will never be just right, but by starting now, you'll find the tools you need. So, take one small step today, identify a task you've been delaying, and commit to it immediately. Whether it's making a phone call, writing a paragraph, or organizing your space, that first step is your most powerful tool. Don't let another moment slip away. Your future starts where you stand. What are you waiting for? Begin today and watch as better tools unfold along your path. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated, do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. In today's fast-paced world, many people delay their dreams, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Procrastination creeps in when we convince ourselves that conditions aren't ideal, leading to a cycle of hesitation. Think about someone with a brilliant business idea who stalls because they lack fancy software or investors. This mindset of waiting breeds regret and missed opportunities, as Hill's quote warns us. Instead, the key is to embrace immediate action, no matter how imperfect the circumstances.